Alyssa got kicked out of the wedding entirely, and I officially replaced her. I've gone no contact. I'll start by clearing a few things that people asked in the original post. My mom and grandma had a good relationship. Like, genuinely, they were close, and there wasn't any drama between them. And my dad was not really involved in this at the moment. He's been away for work and hasn't said much either way. I think he's just trying to stay out of the line of fire until he's back. My hubby's on my side, but chooses not to get involved. As for my grandma, she's passed, but yeah, she did favor me in some ways. Not in a braggy or obvious way. In public, she always treated me and Alyssa equally. If you didn't know her well, you'd never guess. But behind closed doors, it was different. She saw the way Alyssa acted, the lying, the drama, the way she'd always twisted things to make herself look like the victim. My grandma wasn't blind to it. She never called her out directly, probably to avoid stirring things up with my mom, but I could always tell where she stood. She saw me. She knew what I was dealing with, and even if she never said it in front of anyone, I always knew I had her support. After Alyssa showed up to the rehearsal dinner wearing a cheap knockoff of my actual wedding dress, I figured she'd feel dumb enough to back off. I was wrong. The next morning, Rachel, my cousin and the bride, called me sounding just done. Turns out Alyssa had sent her a massive text, guilt-tripping her and claiming the dress thing was just a funny misunderstanding. She said I was blowing it way out of proportion and accused me of trying to turn everyone against her because I'm jealous. Okay, so did your jealousy make her show up to someone else's wedding event wearing a wedding dress? No. Classic Alyssa, rewrite the story, make herself the victim, and toss me under the bus for reacting to her boundary stomping. Rachel wasn't buying any of it. She told me point blank, Alyssa was out. Not just from the rehearsal or brunch, fully removed as a bridesmaid. Done. Rachel originally just uninvited her from the dinner and the pre-wedding events to avoid drama, but hadn't officially dropped her from the bridal party. That changed after Alyssa tried to manipulate her the next morning. Then she said something I didn't expect. Honestly, I'd rather have you up there doing it all than someone who makes everything a circus. Just like that, I wasn't just a bridesmaid anymore. I stepped into Alyssa's role. Her placement in the lineup, mine. Her dress fittings, mine. Her part of the speech, the behind the scenes help, her +1 slot, all reassigned. No tiptoeing, no sugarcoating, just straight up replacement. And honestly, it felt right. Alyssa found out from Instagram. Mutual friends posted photos from last-minute bridesmaids get-togethers. Obviously, she wasn't in a single one. Then came the usual Alyssa meltdown, the passive-aggressive story of her unworn dress with a caption like,
"Funny how people smile in your face and steal your place, but God sees all."
I didn't respond, neither did Rachel, and most of our mutuals, radio silence, they've seen enough. Then came the phone call from my mom. Furious again. She said I embarrassed Alyssa and that I had plenty of time to de-escalate. Your mom can just... So stupid. I reminded her calmly, honestly, that I didn't kick Alyssa out. Rachel did, and I didn't start this. Alyssa did. Even though Rachel made the call, my mom always finds a way to blame me. It's easier for her than holding Alyssa accountable. And when she said,
"You didn't have to take over all her duties,"
I realized I was just done. I told her I wasn't going to keep shrinking myself to keep everyone else comfortable. I wasn't going to keep letting Alyssa bulldoze boundaries while I get blamed for having any. Ooh, that's poetry right there. I went no contact with Alyssa. And for now, with my mom. Block them on everything. Not to stir up drama. I'm just tired. I want peace. Since that decision, things have been quiet. The bridal party's relaxed. Rachel's happy. No more walking on eggshells. No more waiting for Alyssa to pull another stunt. For once, I'm not stepping aside. I'm standing right where I belong. I didn't steal her spot. She gave it up. I just finally stopped pretending it was my fault. And honestly, I think my grandma would have been proud. Not just of the dress, but that I finally stood up for myself. I'm so proud of you. What an excellent story, and a happy ending, I might say. I don't blame you for going no contact, low contact. This is just weird. You know, if your sister was, let's say 10 years old, she could get away with a lot of these things and it would be cute. But she's not anymore. She's a full-grown adult. And it's weird. Don't try to take on people's entire personalities and aesthetic. It just means that she literally has no sense of identity. She just goes to whoever she thinks is the coolest to copy them. But I honestly think that it's because so many people don't have a sense of who they are. So they want to just kind of take that sense of authenticity from someone who genuinely does have authenticity.